Welcome back to another intriguing episode. This time, we're diving into a question that you might have pondered. Why can't humans breathe underwater like fish? It's a fascinating query, isn't it? Over the course of this video, we're going to explore the complexities of the human respiratory system, the nature of water, and even touch on evolutionary biology to answer this very question. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. First, we need to understand the human respiratory system. Our lungs are specialized organs, meticulously designed to handle air, not water. Air is composed of roughly 20% oxygen, and our lungs are equipped to extract this vital gas with remarkable efficiency. Each breath we take draws air into a vast network of tiny, balloon-like structures called alveoli. It's here that the magic happens, as oxygen is absorbed into the bloodstream and circulated throughout our bodies, fueling every cell and keeping us alive. But when it comes to water, our lungs are out of their depth. Water is hundreds of times denser than air, making it much harder to pull into our lungs. And even if we could, our lungs simply aren't built to extract oxygen from water. They lack the necessary structures to separate oxygen molecules from water molecules. Clearly, our lungs are not designed to extract oxygen from water, but why exactly is that? Let's look at the oxygen content in air versus water. Now, oxygen, that life-giving gas we just can't do without, is present in both air and water. But here's the catch: it's not equally distributed. In the air we breathe, oxygen makes up about 21%. However, in water, oxygen levels are significantly lower, making up less than 1%. Imagine trying to extract that tiny amount of oxygen with every breath you take underwater. It's like trying to quench your thirst with a single drop of water. Your lungs, as efficient as they are, simply aren't designed to extract such minuscule amounts of oxygen from water. And that's why when we try to breathe underwater, we find ourselves gasping for air. We are essentially trying to draw oxygen from an environment that doesn't offer enough of it. So the water's oxygen content is another hurdle, but there's more to it. Did you know that the density of water also affects our ability to breathe in it? That's right, water is about 800 times denser than air. This density makes it difficult for our lungs to function properly. Think about it. Our lungs are designed to expand and contract easily in air. This expansion and contraction is what allows us to inhale and exhale, taking in oxygen and expelling carbon dioxide. But when we're submerged in water, the high density of the water puts pressure on our lungs, making it difficult for them to expand and contract. Imagine trying to inflate a balloon underwater. It's much harder than inflating it in the air, right? That's because the water's density resists the balloon's expansion. Similarly, our lungs face a tough time trying to expand in water, making it nearly impossible for us to breathe in it. So, our lungs struggle with the density of water, but that's not all. Now let's talk about gas exchange. You see, when we breathe in, oxygen from the air travels into our lungs. And here it gets interesting. Within our lungs, there are millions of tiny sacs called alveoli. Oxygen passes through these alveoli and into our bloodstream, while carbon dioxide, a waste product from our body, moves from our blood to the alveoli. This is what we call gas exchange. Now, imagine trying to do this underwater. The water would fill our alveoli, preventing oxygen from reaching our bloodstream and carbon dioxide from being expelled. Essentially, water acts as a barrier to efficient gas exchange. In simpler terms, it's like trying to eat a sandwich through a plastic bag. It just doesn't work. So, while our lungs are fantastic at extracting oxygen from the air, they're not equipped to do the same with water. So, the process of gas exchange also doesn't support breathing in water. But what about the creatures that can? Let's turn our attention to the creatures that can breathe underwater, aquatic animals. These remarkable beings have adapted over millions of years to thrive in an environment that is inhospitable to us humans. And the secret to their underwater survival? Gills. Now, gills are a fascinating piece of evolutionary engineering. Unlike our lungs, which are designed to extract oxygen from the air, gills are specialized to extract oxygen from water. They do this through a process called respiration, not unlike our own, but with some key differences. Imagine gills as a series of thin plates, or lamellae, stacked together. As water flows over these lamellae, oxygen in the water diffuses into the fish's bloodstream, while carbon dioxide, the waste product, diffuses out. This is because, just like our lungs, gills work on a principle of diffusion, moving substances from an area of high concentration to one of lower concentration. Now you might wonder, why can't our lungs function like gills? Well, the answer lies in the nature of the medium we breathe. Air is about 800 times less dense than water, and it contains a much higher concentration of oxygen. Our lungs simply aren't equipped to extract the relatively small amount of oxygen dissolved in water. Moreover, the process of extracting oxygen from water requires a lot of energy. Aquatic animals have evolved to be incredibly energy efficient, with slow metabolisms and streamlined bodies that minimize resistance as they move through the water. Humans, on the other hand, have evolved to be terrestrial animals, with a different set of adaptations for survival on land. In essence, while gills and lungs may seem similar, they are finely tuned products of evolution designed to suit the specific environments in which they operate. They're a testament to nature's ingenuity and adaptability, each perfectly suited to their purpose. While gills work well for fish, evolution had different plans for us, humans. This brings us to evolutionary biology. It's fascinating to think about why we, as humans, didn't evolve to breathe underwater. The simple answer is that our ancient ancestors were not primarily aquatic beings. They lived and evolved on land, where the air was their source of oxygen. Over countless generations, these land-dwelling creatures developed lungs to extract oxygen from the air, not gills to extract oxygen from water. As they moved, hunted, and survived on land, their bodies became more and more adapted to this environment. Their lungs became more efficient at extracting oxygen from the air, their legs stronger to support them on land, and their bodies designed to withstand the force of gravity. All these adaptations were geared towards surviving on land, not in water. So, evolution is a major reason why we can't breathe underwater. But we have found ways to explore the underwater world, haven't we? Indeed, thanks to technology, we've found a workaround. Human ingenuity has always found ways to conquer our natural limitations, and the inability to breathe underwater is no exception. One of the most common solutions is scuba gear. Scuba, an acronym for self-contained underwater breathing apparatus, is a system that carries an individual supply of breathable gas, usually compressed air, allowing us to stay submerged for extended periods. The scuba gear includes a tank filled with compressed air, a regulator that controls the pressure of the air we inhale, and a buoyancy control device that helps us ascend or descend in the water. In essence, what scuba gear does is provide a portable supply of air, or artificial gills, if you will. This gear doesn't change the fact that we can't breathe underwater, but it allows us to take our breath with us. While we can't naturally breathe underwater like fish, technology allows us to explore and appreciate the underwater world. So there you have it. Our inability to breathe underwater stems from a cocktail of factors, from the design of our respiratory system, the oxygen content in water, to our evolutionary history. But isn't it fascinating how technology has bridged this gap, allowing us to explore the depths of the ocean with scuba gear? The world truly is a marvel of biology and technology. Thanks for joining us on this exploration of why we can't breathe underwater. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating content.